The other big free agency move that the Grizzlies have made, which was the big, other than the Jaren Jackson Jr. extension, which we all know they are working seemingly nonstop to move what they can to make that work. The other move that happened, and I believe this was yesterday. Yesterday was the deadline for all the teams to make decisions on their own impending free agents. The Memphis Grizzlies tendered, I want to make sure they tendered, here we go. They tendered Santi Aldama's 1 year, $5.94 million qualifying offer, making him a restricted free agent. What does this mean? This means that any offer sheet that he signs, the Grizzlies get to match anything. And this also makes it easier to sign and trade him. This was I guess this was the obvious step. I mean, we lowballed him for sure. This is very, lowballed.
This is purely accounting. You have to extend a qualifying offer in order to make him a restricted free agent and essentially get the bird rights. And so now we have the ability that we didn't have yesterday morning to be able to match any qualifying offer that he gets. Now, somebody is going to offer Santi Aldama a bag. And I would only want him to come back again. Like, Santi is better. We've got some stats to prove it, but Santi is better than you think. His progression and his improvement over the last couple seasons has been pretty stark.
Let's go ahead and throw that up. Let's throw it up.
Yeah, I don't want to overpay for a guy who is a defensive nightmare and a no-show in the playoffs. But what you're looking at here is a Darko progression, and it factors in several different metrics, not just talent or size. And so if you look on here, you've got a green line, Cam Johnson, who we've been asking for a long time. An orange of Laz Reed, red is Trey Murphy, and blue down here at the bottom is one Santi Aldama. And as you can see, they've all kind of have their ebbs and flows. But if you look at Santi, he has been consistently getting better. Now, there's going to be some outliers. There's some blue dots at the top. There's some really bad blue dots at the bottom. But Santi's progression over the course of his career has been really good. And is he perfect? No. There are very few perfect NBA players. But a 7-footer who can dribble and provide some rebounding and some three-point shooting. Again, when Santi goes on a heater, man, he could get you 21, 24 points pretty quickly. He's the guy that I would be interested in bringing back on a team-friendly deal. But if somebody like Brooklyn or New Orleans throws, Detroit, 2 years 40, Detroit, 2 years, $40 million at him, Luke, I'm out.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. I have no doubt that he's going to command the full mid-level by somebody, and I'm okay with matching that. I mean, that's what, $14 million?
$14 million.
You sent me this, though, man, and this impressed me more than – I mean, I like Santi. I've always liked Santi. But this graphic here, it
gives you some math as to why.
Yeah, and Cam Johnson and Naz Reid, man, these are guys – Naz Reid is a perennial 6th man of the year candidate. Trey Murphy and Cam Johnson are two guys that Grizzlies fans have been clamoring to get on the squad since and yeah, he may have started lower than some of these guys, but the trajectory for the most part has been, like you said, it's been up his entire career.
This kind of tells you the story of how a player is progressing more than just a box score, because we know Santi's not a great box score, like a stat sheet filler at times. Yes, he is, again, a matador, right? Shout out to the Spaniards. He is a matador on defense. But based on the Darko progression, he could be set up to have a better season next year than any of the other three on this chart based on his progression, the things that he's been showing, the improvements that he has made. The metrics are backing up a Santi Aldama leap year next year, which we saw some this year. We had better Santi this year more than we had bad Santi, and you was still very inconsistent and streaky. But I'm just telling you, if Memphis can get him on a team-friendly deal, Wayno, you may have to make a welcome back Santi cake and not a goodbye Santi cake, as you were talking about earlier.
Like welcome back Cotter, but with Santi. I want to save that graph and put it behind me. That way, anybody says shit about Santi, I can just pop.
Don't make me like the Simpsons. Don't make me tap the sign.
And
let me ask you this, Luke. So you brought up the great point about the 14 mil. It's a good thought exercise. For $14 million, you have two players that are going to be commanding around that. Let's just say, obviously, Santi's going to command more, but you have a choice. You've got Ty Jerome coming in from Cleveland as a sharpshooter who can go streaky at $14 million. Or you can re-sign Santi Aldama. Let's say it's just for argument's sake. The math is there. Would you rather Have Ty Jerome at 14 million or Santi Aldama at 14 million?
Oh man, I love this question, and I love that we are psychopathically. That's the wrong word. Telepathically linked. Psychopathically. That's different. We are telepathically linked because I was about to bring up Ty Jerome. I really like Ty Jerome. You're talking about. I'd be interested to see Ty Jerome's Darko.
And Luke is out. He's been having some computer issues with his mouse. If he hits one button, it completely removes him off the screen. I like Ty Jerome. We're gonna get Luke back here in just a second. I personally like Ty Jerome. Welcome back.
I'm talking about Ty Jerome apparently. So I said Ty Jerome, and my computer was like, "Get the hell out of here." I like Ty Jerome. I don't get kicked out again. I'm
touch your mouse.
I just got done talking about how much I like Santi, and then I brought up Ty. I would pick for 14 million. I would rather pay Ty Jerome than Santi Aldama.
See, I'm the opposite, man. Ty Jerome was such a nothing burger in the playoffs. And so was Santi. Don't get me wrong, but a 7-foot 3-point threat who rebounds at a high clip. You know, we all give Jaren hell because he doesn't rebound. Santi rebounds. Versus a 6'5" guard who can shoot. Maggie and I have sat about 9 rows behind the goal at the Cavs game where we saw the Cavalanche in full effect in Memphis, and Ty Jerome was a huge part of that. Donovan also had like 38 that night, but I saw Ty Jerome up close in person on the heater that he can go on, but that dude does not play a lick of defense. At least Santi tries. Like Santi tries to get in the way every once in a while and draw a foul or whatever here and there. Or be called for a foul. But Ty Jerome just doesn't, he is a true 3-point specialist. And forgive me if I'm a little bit nervous about bringing in another true 3-point specialist of a lighter complexion that just is promising me the world. He's going to go shoot 40% from 3. I'm a little bit nervous, a little bit burned by Luke Kennard, that I think I would rather pay Santi Aldama that money and keep a 7-footer who can shoot 3s and rebound.
Can I offer a third option? Because there is one other person that I really want to spend that if I had to spend that 14 million tax and the Grizzlies name has been floated around. I like Nah. I would take, if I had to pick between those 3, but at this point, I imagine Nah is going to get paid.
Somebody's going to overpay for him. And Nah is interesting because he's great defensively. He can shoot. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of Nickeil Alexander-Walker from Minnesota. But then you also kind of got he's one of those guys to me, Luke, that makes me a little bit nervous. Is he a system guy? Did he flourish in Minnesota because he had the right pieces around him? And is he going to be able to carry that somewhere? Now, again, of the 3, I think it's Nah, Santi, Ty Jerome is the order that I'd put him in of who I would want to sign. Because again, the defensive effort is there. He's a dog. He's a guy that fits the archetype of what Zach Kleiman's wanting to build this team with. I'm afraid we're going to get outbid. I just don't know that somebody's going to offer him in the, he's probably a $14-15 million type player, but somebody's going to get in the neighborhood of 18 to 20, much like they're going to do with Santi. And I'm afraid we miss out on the Nah sweepstakes. Santi, I think, would at least come back on a hometown discount because of what because it's Memphis. I think he fits Tomas's system. I think Tomas has got a big role for him in this system. That I think we'd at least get a hometown discount from Santi that we wouldn't get from Nah.
From any of these other guys.